Joe Rogan has blown his top at Jake Paul for battling 58 years of age Mike Tyson. In addition, apparently Jake Paul's psyche is humming with caution, and the results of his decisions are starting to surround him. As the battle approaches, overthinking could be getting the better of him, uncovering a phenomenal look at his weakness. In an uncommon snapshot of trustworthiness, Jake admitted that facing a heavyweight is no little feat. He's wandering into strange waters with no reasonable thought of what lies ahead, particularly while gazing intently at the savage strength of somebody like Mike Tyson. The assing eccentricism burdens him similar as Tyson's. Clench hands could in the ring, Jake Paul, actually oozing his unmistakable certainty, is beginning to truly consider the expected result of this match, as he faces a fight solidified veteran this battle vows to be the hardest trial of his vocation. The measurements and well-qualified sentiments are immovably in Tyson's corner, making him the unmistakable one to win. The story has taken different turns, especially after Tyson's new well-being alarm with endless factors at play. Jake understands that the battle's result is everything except ensured, provoking him to carefully examine each conceivable point. What stood apart most in Jake Paul's meeting was a startling look at weakness, his certifiable stress over how he'll deal with the approaching blows. A side of the powerhouse we've never seen. He started with his typical strut, emanating certainty as though he were the reasonable number one, in spite of the chances, assuming control over public interviews and constantly inciting Mike Tyson. This time, anyway, Jake seemed collapsed, uncertain, and profoundly contemplative, plainly worried about the gamble of injury, or more terrible, having his ear chomped, a sign that he's been carefully dissecting each move of his carefully prepared adversary. Jake is, by all accounts, grappling with the monstrosity of the battle, his nervousness mounting as time passes, and it's not difficult to see the reason why Jake's steady preparation has kept him in pinnacle condition, with his childhood offering an unmistakable benefit against his unbelievable opponent anyway. Tyson, a demonstration of the possibility that age is just a figure, stays in. Surprising structure, quick depth, and showing no smidgen of dialing back, his broad involvement with the ring furnishes him with a quiet, unflinching status regardless of what challenges he might confront. In the meantime, although Jenner accepts Mike Tyson will be halted, assuming his battle with Jake Paul goes on in the not-so-distant future. Worries about Tyson's well-being are legitimate, as he experiences sciatica and needed to haul out of the first date due to a Euler discharge. Up English cruiserweight prospect Jr., frequently compared to Tyson for his unstable punching power and perfect record, recognizes that the test ahead is steep. Jr. said, "I figure he might persuade halted frankly with you. He is too old. Your body has declined a lot at that age. It isn't great for his boxing inheritance, particularly assuming that he gets halted like that by Jake Paul. I would have zero desire to see that by any means, yet who realizes he was one of my golden calves on the off chance that the battle at any point happens? We don't realize. I just don't want to see that." Tyson had mind-boggling strength in his prime, which permitted him to rule as the unchallenged top dog, even with his hazardous punching displayed in the most recent preparation film, advancing past Paul, who's as of now at the pinnacle of his actual ability. Seems, by all accounts, to be an imposing test. There's an overarching conviction that Paul will overwhelm Tyson because of their age hole and his own raising strength, especially as he intends to build up to around 230 pounds in spite of worries about his wellness and well-being. Roy Jones Jr., who confronted Tyson in a presentation match in 2020, declares that his power stays considerable and will present huge difficulties for Paul. Jones Jr. said, "Mike Tyson is as yet the most grounded puncher that I've at any point been in the ring with ever. At 55 at the time now, I think May 57th be 58. He's as yet the most grounded puncher. First time he hit me in my jaw, I felt like a donkey had kicked me in my chest." Jones Jr. further added, "I figured I could avoid him. I couldn't. And I realize I'm better at avoiding individuals than Jake is. That is the reason Jake put the load on, cause he knows he won't have the option to avoid him. He's trusting he'll be muzzly enough to push him in reverse and keep him off him, yet he will not have the option to avoid him." It has been accounted for that Mike Tyson wasn't generally so enthused about confronting Jake Paul. Not long from now, the previous heavyweight champion will step once again into the ring without precedent for almost 20 years, set to confront his adversary in a profoundly expected session. The 30-year age distinction has started critical worry among fans and specialists. The same about Tyson's security, a concern that increased when the 58-year-old needed to defer the battle because of an excruciating ulcer discharge. Up Tyson said, "I need to thank my fans all over the planet for their help and Understanding during this time, sadly, because of my ulcer discharge up, I have been encouraged by my PCP to ease up my preparation for half a month to rest and recuperate. My body is in preferable by and large shape over it has been since the 1990s. And I will have returned to my full preparation plan soon. He further added, Jake Paul, this might have delayed yet. In the end, you will in any case be thumped endlessly out of boxing for good. I value everybody's understanding and can hardly stand by to convey a remarkable presentation. Not long from now anyway, Tyson has now begun preparing once more and has given his rival various alerts before their battle quite recently. The heavyweight symbol unequivocally precluded a session with Paul just shy of 2 years. Earlier, Tyson showed up on the full send pod seat, clarifying that he had no aim of truly considering such a battle. He said, my family loves Jake Paul. I could never battle him. Everybody in my family cherishes this little white mother wrecker. Let him have his rule. Let him have his time. I would rather not battle him, man. I battle genuine contenders. I battle warriors that hurt areas of strength for large men. They're the ones that I battle. The scandalous nibble battle of 1997 once established Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield as severe adversaries. Anyway, time has changed their hostility into kinship and business cooperation unexpectedly. The very occasion that lighted their savage contention has now filled their most recent endeavor. The couple has transformed their previous debate into a showcasing resource with their new consumable marijuana item, Sacred Ears, displayed after Holyfield's ear as they put their kid quarrel behind them. Tyson and Holyfield are rejoining for a Legends meetup in front of Tyson's expected confrontation with Jake Paul on November 15th. In addition, the forthcoming meetup will undoubtedly make way for Tyson's expected question and answer session with Jake Paul on August 18th. It's as yet unsure, assuming Holyfield will join Tyson at the occasion. Meanwhile, fans were zapped by the sensational appearance of the two legends, and wistfulness flooded as they thought back about past wonders during this extraordinary social affair. The Genuine article posted a video on Instagram showing his stupendous entry close by previous heavyweight champ Mike Tyson. The subtitle read, establishing the vibe picture, this Mike Tyson donning a laid-back Iron Mike tee and pants, and Holyfield to dazzle in a smooth cowhide coat with his shades nonchalantly got into his shirt, advanced into the scene as though they were the headliner. The hip jump beats going with Holyfield's post gave the occasion a jolting energy as the legends caused their terrific entry. The points of interest of their meetup to remain covered in secret. For the time being, Tyson has a public interview planned for only a couple of days for his eagerly awaited session with Jake Paul. In the meantime, Mike's appearance close by Holyfield is a fabulous lift for his perceivability, particularly as he prepares for his revisitation of the ring after his 2020 display match against Roy Jones Jr. Anyway, Butterbean has guaranteed Jake Paul's battle with Mike Tyson is basically a PR stunt. There have been continuous questions about the probability of the battle really occurring, particularly considering Tyson's well-being challenges and state of being at 58. Butterbean, whose genuine name is Eric H. reverberations those worries, yet attests that Paul has never shown a certified revenue in confronting Tyson in the ring. He said him and Tyson are never going to battle. That has been a trick all along to help Jake's name, and it has this person that everyone's discussing him, yet he's never going to battle Tyson. Butterbean further added they were never anticipating battling each other on the grounds that an advertiser could never allow him to battle any other in the middle of between a battle, never not that large of a battle, so it's been tricked from the very start. Butterbean conveyed an unusual tide, regardless of having recently scrutinized Paul various times since accomplishing a great 200 pounds weight change he even once viewed as battling Tyson. Yet, he most as of late offered Paul $1.5 million in a colder time of year, take all arrangement. It appears to be unlikely that Paul and the other 58-year-old won't battle, since Paul has ever once answered to Esh's calls for activity. Notwithstanding confronting analysis, his forthcoming session with Iron Mike is still on target and vows to be a significant display with significant monetary compensations for the two rivals. With an end goal to discredit his doubters, Tyson has transferred film from his expert contest and is right now back and preparing, since Tyson hasn't participated in a serious battle. Starting around 2008, the force to be reckoned with is presumably going to be the Hash one, regardless of their dissimilarity and experience. Paul figures he can convey a significant knockout blow on the night, even with the boxing legend's staggering strength. Mike Tyson, your next enormous kid, signed the agreement November 15th on Netflix. I'm invigorated for that one. It's going on November 15th. Mike Tyson is preparing He's back looking more insane than any time in recent memory. He said he further added, I will get another and disprove everybody by and by. Everybody said I was a numbskull for taking this battle, that I was gambling with it. Yet to this end, I'm here. I face large challenges, Mike. I love you, yet this is my game. You're a legend. You're one of the two most popular fighters ever to live, you and partner. It's a distinction to get in the ring with you. I'm not really good or bad regarded. You're a legend, yet I will take your lofty position, sibling during his appearance on Ace Box Television. An excited Tim Bradley loaned his help to press Mike, the previous two champion. Now, an investigator contended that the permissive guidelines play to the veteran benefit, and he's certain that a knockout could be unavoidable. Bradley communicated his energy for the possibility of Mike Tyson taking out Jake Paul, at first reasoning the battle appeared to be insane anyway. Subsequent to surveying the principles which took into consideration knockdowns, he recognized that it was true and could happen. He added that the 2-minute rounds would incline toward Mike Tyson.